Y'all have been hearing me say for the past few years that we are living in a death metal renaissance. And I have both enjoyed this resurgence in death metal and also been curious about why now. Why are there so many great death metal bands? We've got 200 Stab Wounds, we've got Undeath and Tribal Gaze and Tombstoner. And I was just curious, so I sat down and had a few beers with the boys in Tombstoner, and they gave me some insightful answers. It also went a little bit off the rails at times. You know, I'll edit it in, or I'll leave it like this and it'll just look silly.
Don't edit anything out.
Yeah,
just
man.
let the people see how dumb we are.
Yeah.
But it was fun every time it happened. A lot of laughs were had, so I think you'll really enjoy this one. So without further ado, here is Tombstoner on why death metal is so awesome right now. Tombstoner, welcome to Heavy Metal Philosophy.
Thank you for having us, man.
I'm glad you're here because I've been saying for years that we're living in a death metal renaissance. I'd say 2019-ish to now has never been better for death metal. I think especially on the American front, you know, Tombstoner, 200 Stab Wounds, Undeath. There's just so many killer death metal bands going on right now. To what do you attribute this resurgence in the scene?
Power trip.
Power trip.
They blew the doors open, man.
Yeah, and that's a
Let me
good
tell you
one too.
why I'm doing it. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's good. It's a good one too because when I also think about Enforced, you know, Power Trip makes me think about Enforced, and the thing that y'all have in common with those crossover thrash bands is all of those bands I just mentioned in a bucket are really groovy. This new breed of death metal crossover thrash, super groovy.
And you can have your own opinions on the band too, but Gatecreeper definitely, I think,
Yes.
opened a lot of like doors for the newer bands to come through too, because they were doing that shit since like 2018. I remember seeing them with Cannibal. I think it was around 2018. Right?
Yeah, Cannibal and Power Trip, actually. It was a sick ass show. Wednesday night at Urban Plaza.
I fucking love Gatecreeper. I was hyped about that.
Agreed.
Nah, man, I think the groove is really like a new, it's what it's about, man. I mean, it's what makes people want to do it more, I think, too, you know? It's like, if you're not grooving, it's not going to catch the interest as much, you know?
I think
Yeah.
it's back to basics almost, but with just that newer wave into it, you know?
Yeah, I agree. There's a lot of low string chugging now, just riding on that low E string, and then the drums, a lot of cymbal work to give it that raise your lower lip groove.
Yeah, man, you know? And like, I mean, I remember like just being in Dying Fetus pits and stuff, and every time like they hit those technical things, and all of a sudden they just hit like a fucking slam, and it's like, you know, like it's live music, man. That's another thing about it. Like you have to see this shit live.
I'm happy to be a part of the Renaissance, how you put it. I'm happy to be coming up with all these new bands. Seems like there's a new appreciation for it growing that wasn't necessarily there before.
Yeah, sometimes we'll play New Jersey, like the Meat Locker, or I remember we played with Maul in Texas a couple times, and some other states and shit. All these all ages shows, you see a bunch of kids at this shit, and it's like that's what you kind of realize. Wow, like something is going on with this shit, you know? It's not just a bunch of like 30, 40-year-old dudes like, yeah, dude, you know? I mean, those guys are sick too. I mean, we're them, but
We're them, indeed. So you played with Maul. That's a bit of a different genre thing. And it's an all ages show. So do you think that maybe a part of it is because this generation coming up does listen to a lot of different genres?
Yeah, I think there's definitely a lot of was the word diversity in that?
Yeah.
diversity.
Yeah, there's a lot of diversity in like people's music taste now, more so than the old thing. Like, you remember how many times would we be in a feud because you can't ever have a hardcore and a death metal band on the same bill? But now there's so many bands that are blurring that line that, you know, it's just, I feel like that's getting dropped. And I never was on the side of that whole thing anyway. I think you like what you like, but that was my take. It's just the blending of genres and the blurring of lines is kind of...
And sometimes those younger kids go hard too.
Yeah.
Oh, they go for blood. It's kind of cool sometimes seeing
Yeah,
them.
because they don't have old knees.
True. Because I wear my copper fit right now.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. But no, I think it's cool watching the older generation and the younger generation kind of just meet together and have something in common, for the music.
Indeed. You see, you brought up hardcore. That was another thing I wanted to talk to you guys about, because in that wave, that new wave of American death metal, I feel like what sets you all apart from the other bands is y'all have a lot of hardcore influence in your sound. I feel like it's you guys and Terminal Nation, pretty much who I would think about when I think about new death metal bands with hardcore vocals.
I think we never really set out to be like hardcore at all. I think it's because of my vocals. Like I have more of an old school thrash approach, like Max Cavalera, Phil, Riley Gale approach, like that real just raspy, like like yell.
Yeah.
And because when we write, like our influences are Cannibal Corpse, Dying Fetus, Death. Like we're definitely not like super. Not to say we don't fuck with hardcore. It's just it's never like on our agenda to sound hardcore.
It's not on my agenda to sound anything, but I definitely like hardcore. I don't care. I fucking,
No, I'm not saying that.
I'm
It's
definitely
just,
the hardcore fan of the band.
I mean, we definitely love breakdowns, dude.
Yeah.
Like that's straight up.
Listen,
like,
I know. Depending on the breed of hardcore fan that you ask, Hatebreed isn't real hardcore, or they are. It doesn't really matter to me because I fucking love Hatebreed. So, there's a lot of influences from hardcore in my playing personally, but we don't necessarily make it a conscious effort to sound this or that. You know what I mean? We just play for the music.
Yeah, I definitely agree. We didn't start the band and be like, we're gonna be hardcore death metal or anything. We kind of just were very organic in the writing process and how we got together and wrote. Honestly, I still consider us more like death metal, but Tom's vocals, of course, everyone's gonna think we have a hardcore element to us, which we kind of do. But I still think balls to the wall death metal, honestly.
we also like putting that "fuck you" element in our music.
Hardcore.
Yeah.
Hardcore.
They just
That was a very hardcore statement, to be honest.
Yeah. It's got that fuck you attitude, but it's also about zombies fucking shit up. It's very
Oh
death
yeah,
metal.
man.
Zombies fucking.
Yeah, that's actually what fucking Nasty's about. It's just zombies fucking, dude.
I didn't realize that.
No, it's not.
No, we're kidding. We're joking.
But Rot Stink Rip is about letting loose some zombies on humanity, right?
Pretty much. It's the lyrics are basically a science experiment that went wrong. They were trying to literally the verse goes science commissioned an experiment to reanimate the human flesh, but it failed and they lost control. Damn, I forgot my own lyrics. But yeah, basically that's it. And they just fucking run out into the world and start eating people. I mean,
Well, didn't the scientists try to stop the zombie invasion?
they tried to do it by
smoking them out?
gassing them out. Gassing them out with weed.
Yeah, you forgot your own lyrics, huh?
Because we had, like, the last line of one of the songs, we had Jesse going, gas them out with weed. Trying to get a nice brie in there.
My attempt at doing a pig squeal.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
So we throw a little brutal death in there, too.
Yeah, man. We just love it all. Anything, zombies, brutality, murder. I mean, we have 26 songs out, and I think about a good 26 of them are about murder. Or wanting to commit murder, or watching someone commit murder.
In reality, all we like doing is drinking beer.
Cheers.
Hell yeah, dude. We got Guinness. Hell
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
dude. I'm starting to appreciate stouts a little more. Used to be anti-stout. Now I'm a connoisseur of beers. I work
Very
at a
good.
beer store now.
Well, you can always count on finding these. I go to a beer store, and it's like all the craft brew places are having a fucking arms race on IPAs. Who can make the hoppiest fucking IPA?
People like drinking piss, man. What do you
Like,
want?
make some other kinds of beer.
Yeah, it tastes like armpit sweat,
I'll take one every now and again, but I would like a stout, maybe a porter every now and again. I don't.
Yeah.
The whole like half the store is fucking IPAs.
Hey man, just give me an ice cold Modelo and I'm a happy guy.
Sure. Yeah.
I drink.
Modelo, Budweiser, Coors, just normal beer.
I like
Cover me in
Coors Light.
Coors, baby.
I like Coors Light. I don't care.
He loves Coors.
Hey man, it's 100 degrees down here right now. I would drink a Coors Light in a minute.
I would drink about 7 of those in a minute if it was 100 degrees up here.
Yeah, we have a story.
Yeah, sponsor me.
We have our friend Ryan, and him and Dan once went through 236 racks of Coors Light. Dan hit 27 and Ryan hit 25 in about an hour and a half. I don't know how they did it, dude. This shit was impressive.
So how was y'all's guts after that?
At the what? Oh yeah.
You ever heard the term Bud Mud?
They had the Coors pours after that.
I can't be doing that anymore. That was a good number of years ago.
Rod
We
stink
talk about
rip,
the young
man.
kids moshing. The young kids can put them down too better than us old fucks. Well, at least me.
25 beers, rot stink rip.
That's it,
And
kid.
hardcore. Fuck it.
Hardcores.
Oh, hardcore is light, baby.
Coors.
Hard dudes doing bro dude shit. All right.
That's it, dude. Cores don't get. Wait, I fucked that one up. We'll get back to that later. We're gonna edit that one out. Be right back. After scheduled messaging.
If you remember it, I'll edit it in, or I'll leave it like this, and it'll just look silly.
Don't edit anything out.
yeah,
Just
man.
let the people see how dumb we are.
Yeah, that's like what we like to tell everyone. We're literally just 4 idiots from Staten Island that don't know what we're
Yeah.
doing other than play instruments
Idiots
fairly good.
idiots is an overstatement. That is making us way smarter than we ought to be.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like you have some sort of method when I listen to the music, because it's tight. It's arranged to where I can listen to the whole album without getting fatigued by it. Because there's no ballads, but it's not just nonstop without any sort of peaks and valleys to keep me in different places.
Yeah, man, it's like baseball, and pitching and shit. You gotta like change it up a little bit, keep the batter guessing,
Yeah, that's a great analogy.
I like to music.
Yeah. I mean, that's what we always say too. Like we don't go into album writing with a goal in mind as much. Like we kind of just write songs and we use the best ones and try to make them flow as best as we possibly can.
Yeah.
Well-
there's no big secret, we kind of just, I think we all just have our different writing preferences and we just all come together and just make it work somehow, Like I like playing a lot of melodic stuff, black metal stuff. I'm very influenced by Dan, hardcore, death metal.
We already went through this. We know what I like.
He likes Coors Light and drugs.
Yo, I know this is off topic, but I listen to fucking Disturbed, dude. I don't care. I don't fucking care. I love Disturbed. Here, continue.
You walk on like a woman in suffering.
I know you didn't have a plan, but did you think about the song order on the record?
Saying we didn't have a plan is a little bit not. Yeah, it's a little steep because he did just say that, but I knew what he meant because it didn't come out how he meant it. We didn't have a plan in the sense that we don't really like specifically keep folders of riffs and then scientifically craft them together. Like, I think in the back of our heads we do always subconsciously like remember what the previous song sounded like, and at least for me, we try to not write the same song 5 times in a row or make parts too blazing, and like we will make a conscious effort to write for the music instead of like against it, where if there's a part that's really fucking fast, like we'll always throw some curveball shit. Like we don't want to keep it just like you said. Like I never thought of that word in terms of music, but fatigue is definitely a good word for that, I think. So like you just have one of those songs that's just too fucking fast for 3 minutes straight, and then it just ends, and you're just like, whoa, where's the resolve? You know what I mean? I don't know. That's at least how my writing philosophy goes. I mean, I think we all have a different approach, but the approach is like a collective, and we all kind of share the approach.
Yeah, the approach is kind of.
It's just chemistry that you know how like you can't always explain chemistry between people.
Yeah, our chemistry is basically, hey, I have a riff. It sucks. And then we get mad.
And then we use it anyway.
But we also, like, we're big, like, at least personally I am, like, a big avid, like, album listening to her through her. So, like, I study albums, man. Like I've been hard on, I know it's not really death metal, but Overkill by Motorhead, and, you know, like, we just listen to a lot of albums and shit. Like this one, like, I was listening to a lot of Pantera, a lot of Lamb of God, so lyrically, like, I put a lot of angry shit in there. But at the same time, I'm like, we should definitely, like, keep it a little lighter too, like zombies smoking weed and, you know, a guy puking over trying to bury a corpse, calling it fucking nasty, you know? Leave you for last and just doing the fucking bullshit, you know?
So Pantera and Lamb of God are both really groovy bands. So
hell yeah.
I can hear that influence. And then you said,
Sepultura.
yeah. And you said you want to keep it light. Are you purposely like, I don't want to make any big political statements. Let's just keep it about death and mutilation.
Hell yeah, dude. We are apolitical as it gets. We are not political scientists. We didn't go to school. We're straight up just fucking just fans of this fucking music, and we just want to bring it to the masses.
It's not even just about like specifically about death. It's just the way it's written is just really amusing to at least us. So you know,
We like to write what we want to hear, if that makes any sense. You know,
dude, I heard to do
that's why there's a lot of curveballs.
Yo, one of my favorite, actually not one of my favorite modern band that is like existing after like 2016 or whatever is Nails. I'm so fucking happy that they're back, dude. He said in an interview one time, he was like, dude, I just cut the songs out that I don't, you know, like I listen to songs, I just cut out the parts that I don't like and make them myself. And I'm like, I like that. I like that. Because he didn't care. Like, he just said what he thought. And I was like, I kind of think I've taken that into my own account in my own way. You know what I mean? Just trim the parts you don't like, and then you just make music that, like he said, you'd want to hear. Yeah. And I think that's a pretty solid philosophy, you know?
Yes, because I think all of us have a complaint or two about whatever genre we're listening to. So, like, if I'm listening to black metal, you know, sometimes maybe lay off the tremolo picking for a second. Give me some peaks and valleys, or, you know, maybe a little and the fry scream, you know. So if you just cut out the stuff you don't like, now you're making that genre's music of just what you like. That's really clever. I like that.
Yeah, no, because you said about like putting what you like and stuff in there. Like, I guess complaints wise and stuff. Like, I always like try to like put hooks and like fun parts in our songs. You know, like the end of fucking Nasty is just ridiculous. You know, it's fucking nasty. You know, like all that stupid shit. Like, and Rot Stink Rip is just rot. Like fucking fist bumpers. You know, and like we definitely like try to make our sets fun. Like, that's really like what we're about, is having a good time. We
just like having fun on stage. You know, there's probably some live shows on YouTube. You'll probably see us just laughing and stuff like that, just having a good time. Because we definitely have a great, in my opinion, a great live aspect to us. You know, and I think live bands are definitely very important.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of bands that sound great in studio, and then when you see them live, they're just like, oh, all right. You know, but you gotta, how do I explain this? Energy. That's it. You just gotta bring the energy. Yeah.
There's a lot of bands that they write in the studio these, you know, grand magnum opuses, and it doesn't translate live because there's, you know, it's music meant for sitting and listening to.
Mm-hmm.
I fall into that by accident sometimes, like all the time. I'll have like 4 guitars layered up, and then all of a sudden I'm like, let me cut that back a little bit. Let me cut that back, because it's like I always kind of, I don't know, I tend to put too much, and then I back off a little bit, you know.
So that was the question. Like, do you write with the, I'm going to play this live in mind?
Absolutely. We don't want to.
Yes. We want to replicate everything live. Like 100%. All of us collectively agree.
Me and Jesse, like, together, will have the tendency to do what I just said and try to shove way too much shit. But then, like, we'll come to the conclusion, like, both of us together will be like, you know what, we tend to put too much, and then we'll decide like, nah, we got to play this live. Let's make sure we can nail whatever we're playing. And there's some times where practice this shit a few times, and we just decide like this is just going to be way too much, you know?
Yeah, if we can't sit there and practice it and nail it, then honestly, what's the point of playing it? Like, you know?
We usually won't use something on record if like we don't play it together at least like 1,000 times first, you know?
Also, everything they said is bullshit. Nah.
My cousin Vinny.
Your Honor, everything they said is bullshit. No, yeah. I'm sorry. I feel like I just derailed the whole conversation, man.
It's okay. So
Just trying to make a joke.
So I want to talk about live shows and in particular hardcore, because like I said, for a few years now, we've been living in this death metal renaissance, and that's been super cool for me. I love that. But what has caught me completely off guard is the last like 2 years, we've also seen a separate resurgence of hardcore. And those bands have gotten huge, you know, like Turnstile, Jesus Peace, Kubla Khan, Knock Loose. I mean, they played Coachella. And if you would have told me 10 years ago, shit, I'm old, 20 years ago, listening to Hatebreed, that, you know, in 20 years, there would be a new hardcore band headlining Coachella, not headlining, but fucking destroying Coachella, I would have been like, get the fuck out of here. Hardcore is never going to be popular.
No, dude, hardcore took way the fuck off. Like, it went way the fuck beyond death metal. And I'm like, I can't even hate on it. You know what I mean? Like, it's not, some of the newer bands aren't my favorite shit, but, you know, it's impossible to hate on that shit because they're like radio friendly now, like hardcore. You would have never thought that would happen ever. Like you just said, like, when the fuck do you think you turn on the radio in a fucking supermarket? And like, that's a stretch, but you know,
especially
like,
the death metal and hardcore bands playing together too. Like, I mean, you're older than me, but I don't know.
What a
like,
dick.
In the 90s, I didn't mean it that way. Be quiet. Like in the 90s and stuff like that, it'd be like, I don't know if I'm correct, but it'd be like frowned upon for like death metal and hardcore bands playing together or something like that. And now it's just so common that it's everyone's just chill with it.
That's what I was just
Hardcore
saying.
is also a community, man. It's
That's
the
what I was
difference
saying
between, I think, death metal and hardcore is like, hardcore is like a legit community. Like people like live and breathe that shit.
It is way, like, I'll put myself out there and say there's way more elitists in death and black metal than there are in hardcore. Hardcore dudes just have
100%.
They fucking scare me because they go to these shows and I'll watch two dudes hammer fist each other like a UFC fucking fight, bleeding from the nose, and then dap up and hug each other. I'm like, yo, fuck that. Fuck that. I'm too old for that shit, but I fucking love it, dude. Like, I mean, I'm sure every genre has their elitists, but it just seems like it's just a fun community to be a part of, you know what I mean? And it's like that line, like I said, is being blurred. And I think that's mainly, honestly, calling it a death metal renaissance, I think just a heavy music renaissance right now.
Sure,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it's because also the times, man. Like everything is so fucked up right now. So I think people are just turning to fucked up music because it's the only thing making them feel better.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that, because even the pop music is getting kind of fucked up now. It's not.
No, for sure. Yo, somebody, like, I heard some Taylor Swift song, like somebody said to check it out or something. Apparently, because I saw it on like an NFL memes page because I'm a big NFL memes guy, NFL, everything. But apparently, like, Travis Kelce pissed her off or something. She wrote a dark ass song, and I was like, word, all right. I hated it, but you know.
Yeah, I still hold out. I think Sanguisugabog is gonna have a top 40 hit within the next 5 years. They're going to be in the top 40, dude.
They're blowing up. They're blowing the fuck up.
What a fucking!
they're
I think Dead as Shit has like 2 million plays on Spotify or some shit. It's insane, dude. That's a death metal band. It just makes you feel good.
He said Power Trip headed to Revolution. They've got the fucking, what is it, ECW theme song? The Executioner's Tax was one of the big wrestling programs. It was their like theme song for a while, and I saw if you go on Power Trip's page, that's still the most played song because of that shit. And it's like, if you think about it, like wrestling and that whole thing, like, you know, heavy music is perfect. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, dude, I listen to a lot of hip hop myself, like that shit. But it's just like, no matter what it is, classical, if it's aggressive and it makes you feel something, I'm into it. Like that that surface level shit where you don't feel anything from the music. Like there was a Whitney Houston song one time that I was like, damn, because you won't hear the pain in her fucking voice. You know what I mean? Like if it makes you feel something, in my book, it's good music. I think it's all subjective. And it's
I agree.
You get what you get out of it.
Emotion is emotion. Heavy is heavy.
I've seen kids mosh. It's pre-show, so they're just playing music over the PA, and I want to dance with somebody. Come on. And that song rules, dude. Everybody lost their shit when that song came on.
Bro, I was listening to fucking Hedwig's theme from Harry Potter movie before. That goes unnecessarily fucking hard. There's some dude on YouTube transcribed it into fucking guitar, and it just goes fucking necessarily hard. So like, I find the heaviness in anything, and the fact that actual just distorted guitar, traditional heavy shit coming back and dominating some of the charts is fucking sick to me. I don't care what genre it is, and if you hate on genres, whatever. But
I like turtles.
Well, speaking of getting after it live, y'all got a tour coming up. It just announced, right?
Yep.
That's a sinister statement.
Yeah, we're hitting
September?
like mid-September to early October, we're gonna hit the road with Sinister, going all the way down the East Coast up. Like we're going as far.
We're
as
starting in Brooklyn on September 19th, and we're gonna end in Chicago on October 6th with Sinister. We're gonna hit the whole Eastern United States and parts of Canada. Catch us live.
Which parts of Canada?
Ontario, no,
Montreal and Toronto.
Montreal and Toronto.
September 21st, we're going to be in Montreal at the Piranha Bar, and it's a festival. It's a Piranha Pit Fest. And
Pit
on
Fest.
the 22nd of September, we will be in Toronto, Ontario at Lee's Palace.
Very cool. And do I spy an Atlanta date?
Bog Social, baby.
October 1st, Bog Social. We will be live in the flesh.
Hopefully I can make that
There
one.
will be a lot of flesh because we're all fat.
And I don't plan on losing any weight.
We'll just keep drinking these. No problem.
Hell yeah, dude.
Speaking of which, hook your boy up, please.
I'm gonna bring about 836 racks of Coors Light. Hopefully it lasts us to that point
I'm
of
a
the
little
tour.
bit of a phony right now. I'm not gonna lie. I'm drinking Arizona hard teas, but they're delicious, and I don't give a fuck.
Look at this
man,
guy. Fucking
Get hydrated, dude. You can't have no more
Bro,
of those 25 beer mud
I-
butts.
Am I to believe that you are against hydration?
No, that's what I'm saying. You got to drink. Look, I got a little seltzer here too, man. You got to.
Bro, look, you're doing it right. I'm just saying.
It can't just be all hard liquor all the time, unless you want that
Hey,
mud
man.
butt.
It
no.
can, but it also can be.
No, these are alcoholated. I'm not gonna lie. These are definitely alcohol.
It's got water in it, man. It's fine. Well, the tour starts in September. The album's already out. Rot, Stink, Rip.
Yeah, kid.
When did it come out?
When did it come out? It's your album.
20. Yeah, this year. Yep,
Yeah, kid.
April 26th.
So everybody, make sure you check out Tombstoner. I will have all of y'all's links in the description to this podcast. So everybody, check out Tombstoner. Get Rot, Stink, Rip. Hit their tour if you're on the Eastern North America. Tombstoner, guys.
I love every single one of you.
Yes.
Except for cranial damage, they can fuck off.
Yeah, cranial damage can fuck right off.
Who the fuck is that?
Yo, clip it! Clip it!
Those are good buddies of ours, dude, from the local Staten Island, Jersey scene.
Yeah, they're very good friends of ours. But fuck them.
But fuck them. And don't listen to them because they suck.
Yeah,
So
fuck
does
'em.
Festigore. Festigore's a bunch of pieces of shit.
Yeah, definitely don't check either of those bands out at all. But
Sounds
dude,
like we got some research to do.
research
Yeah, kid.
them. Tell them they suck. They love
Yeah.
that.
Hit them
DM
up
'em.
personally and just let them know how
DM 'em.
bad they are.
DM all of them.
Tell them Wu-Tang Dan sent you.
Wu-Tang Dan sent you.
Wu-Tang Dan says you festers suck,
Yeah,
and after I listen
Wu-Tang-
to you, I got cranial damage.
Wu-Tang Dan proclaims cranial damage fucking blows. All right?
And Festigore Festers sucks.